Yeah, there was a 999 call made, and initially it was a very ordinary incident. Mother phoning 999, very distressed to say that her son was causing damage at the house, and 2 officers were sent. And I think initially they thought it was going to be a very ordinary incident. Maybe they'd have to get the son, put him in the car, take him to stay with a friend, something like that. What they found when they got there was something rather different. This man, we later found out, had severe mental illness. It was a drug-induced psychosis. And he'd smashed his mother's house up with a hammer, broken all the windows to a car on the drive. And then when the officers approached, he attacked them, or attacked the car that they were driving in. In the end, it was an assistance call. I actually left the station myself to go and find out what was going on. It's an area where the police aren't perhaps held in great regard. There's a lot of suspicion about what we do. So I was speaking to a number of neighbours and friends, just explaining what we were doing, that we were restraining this man so he couldn't hurt anybody else, hurt himself or anyone else, and get him back to a police station. And sadly, 10 or 15 minutes later, I learned that he collapsed in the cell where he'd been taken and had died in custody. And so things took a completely different turn from there. Well, initially our complaints department came out on the night once we knew we'd got a death in custody, and it was taken out of my hands. Other senior people came. We had a senior investigating officer. Professional standards or complaints department came out, and because they wanted to get officers to get an account of what had happened there and then, the Federation came out that night. I mean, it was the middle of the night. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. The police service cannot do anything for you, because it can't support you anymore. Although tacitly it does, publicly it can't. You are completely cast away. And so the Federation then comes into its own, and it's really necessary. Obviously, being suspended from duty is a very difficult step for the force to take, and for the individuals it concerned. You are completely detached from the police service. You can't go back into a police station. You've lost that whole network of people that you speak to, what's going on, you don't know what's happening. And so that they maintain that contact for us, and not just on a practical level and a legal level, but on an emotional level, because it's an emotional time for people. I think probably the most important thing for me is that they are police officers and still serving police officers, in many cases still doing the job. I mean, the Federation friend that supported me, was doing the job. And so they understand in a way that probably other people don't, the challenges that one faces, the difficulties it may go through, the incidents that you're involved in. They will have been involved in exactly those incidents, and that makes it so special. Police officers will be involved in restraints up and down the country every week, probably every day of the week. And I don't want to frighten anybody, because for the most part, they will go fine. But occasionally they won't. So very quickly, from a mundane incident, you can find yourself at the wrong side of allegations that have been made. You could be suspended, you could be charged with a criminal offence. The Federation are crucial in times like that. They're crucial in every respect, really. But when that sort of thing happens, you need the Federation.